So now, students, I am starting with the second part of the this particular chapter, that is the uprising of 1857. Now you came to know that how the revolt has been started, what are the causes of the revolt has been there. Now the people are focusing on that the Britishers actually been focusing on that how the suppress can be possible. So now we'll be thinking about it. We'll be seeing that what all the failures we already discussed that the failures were there. The people actually they were not united at that time. So now we'll move on to the next to know that what all things. The suppression of revolt was there. In this particular revolt, the revolt been was finally suppressed, and the Britishers were taking power from the you can say the people. So Britishers captured the Delhi on September 20th, that is 1857, after a prolonged and bitter fighting. So now the John Nicholas, the leader of the siege, was badly wounded and later succumbed to the injury. Bahadur Shah Zafar was also taken to the prisoners. These are the things we've been done to suppress all these things. The royal prince were captured and butchered on the spot, publicly shot at the blank point range by the person, the Lieutenant Hudson himself. The emperor was exiled to Rangoon and then he got died. And these are the things which is being done. And yes, one more thing was done for the suppress, that the people were awarded by the things. The title was also given to them, and they want that this particular revolt will not start in this particular. So now there are the causes of failure as well, why the revolt is not been successful. If the revolt been successful, we would have been, by the 1857 we would become an independent, or we would not be under the control of Britishers, but that was not held. That was because of us only, that lack of unity among the Indians. The Indians were not united. Limited territorial spread was one factor. That means the revolt has been happened only very limited areas. The affected areas were very less. Fine, like you can talk about Nizam of Hyderabad, Rajput rulers ruling chieftains of Nabha, Patiala, and Kashmir. They did not support the revolt. These are the people who were not at all supporting it. Certain classes and the group did not join the revolt. They were actually thinking why the people are doing the revolt. You can say the big zamindars acted as a breakwaters to storm, and the modern educated Indians as well. They were thinking that the Britishers will change the India. So they were thinking that this revolt is actually backward looking. We should not have the revolt against the Britishers. Most Indian rulers refused to join. They were not ready to join the revolt. They were saying that we were happy with this thing if our the things have been sorted out by the Britishers or East India Company. And by one estimate, not more than 1/4 of the total area and not more than 1/10 of the total population was affected. The Indian soldiers were poorly equipped. They were not having the equipments. They were not having the arms. Actually, why they were not having the arm? Because the Britishers having the higher post, and they were keeping the arms with them. They were not giving the arms to the Indians. Fighting generally with sword and spears, and very few guns and muskets were having. So on the other hand, the European soldiers were equipped with the latest weapons of war, like Enfield rifle. Fine, so they were having a very good you can say the equipments, the technology, the advancement of the you can say the rifles they were having, advancement of army, the thinking, everything is good from the European soldiers. So this is actually the causes of failure. One more important, like you can say the Indian military techniques were not only outdated, but the rebel leader even failed to consolidate gains as they lacked the experience and coordination. They were not having any coordination. They were not having any experience as well. So these are the reasons that the revolt has been become a failure for everyone. And now on the next one, what is the nature of the revolt? Yes, I was discussed in the first slide only, the first video I would talk about, like the first war of independence. The revolt of 1857 would consider as the first war of independence, and the British officers who witnessed the revolt, such as Sir John Outram and the P.E. Robert, called this revolt a mutiny of soldiers, which happened due to the use of greased cartage. They are saying that this was happened because of the immediate cause, like the Enfield, the new rifle which was introduced. In that, the Indians have to bite, or the army officer have to, army sepoy have to bite the greased paper, which is greased by the fat of the cows and pig, and which was against the belief of a Hindu. So this was actually been happened. Because of this only the revolt have been started. Fine. So the revolt of 1857 did not occur suddenly. After the conquest of Bengal by the British in 1763, common masses were not happy. They were not happy with the economic, political, and the social policies of the British. The unjust policies of the British resulted in resentment and discontent. The which is the with because of that only the outbreak of revolt have came. Fine, the revolt has been started. Some famous scholars and leaders viewed as the first war of independence. According to them, both Hindus and Muslims participated in the revolt against the common enemy. That was the common enemy was the East India Company. You can say the Britishers. They were actually working on us. They were actually ruling on us. We want them that they will be out from our country. Fine. So this revolt has been started at that time. You can say the effect of uprising also happened. What is the if uprising? What are the consequences of this revolt? This particular revolt had made a changes in the system of administration and the policies of the government. Do you think so? Why they have done it? They have done it because they came to know that the Indians were not happy and they were started revolting them. So later in the later scenario, they don't want that they will be revolting against them. So this is the reason that the changes has been happened in the administration system. Fine. And yes, the direct responsibility of the administration of the country was assumed by the British Crown. Now the you can say the Queen Victoria would be taking care that whatever the rules and regulation will be passed, she has to think about it. She will be working on it. So now the rule is in the hands of the Queen, that is British Queen Victoria, not in the hands of a East India Company. And now, because they came to know that because of the East India Company, the people are not happy. They are not happy at all. They are actually fighting for this particular thing. Fine. So what the she actually issued a proclamation. You can say a demand, or you can say a written demand, like a written rules, in which she has mentioned it that Indian prince that no further annexation would be made. They could pass over their kingdom to the heirs and had to accept the British paramountcy. They can rule on it, but they have to follow the British paramountcy at all. She also promised not to interfere in the social and religious customs and practices of the Indians. You know that I have already discussed that the Britishers were actually in the hands of, they were actually doing it. So these are the things which is being done by the Queen thought that if she will give leverages to the Indians, they would never do the revolt against it. And to win the loyalty of the local landlords, the British awarded them the titles and the recognized traditional land rights as well. They thought that these particular things will help the people. Fine, the Indians will be in the hands of Britishers now. They don't want any revolt. They don't want that their kingdom, their ruling power will be not there in the later stage. Fine. So another thing will happen that the number of European soldiers were increased in comparison to Indians. Fine, the artillery was placed under the European officers and soldiers. Now the Indians were not having any you can say the artillery in their hands. Now they will be taken care by the Britishers only. The one more thing they have done, that is the division, divide and rule policy they have started at that time. They actually treated it that Muslims and Hindus, they actually made one thing in their mind, then Muslims are doing this, and they started doing the divide and rule policy at that time, so that they can rule on India. They wanted to divide India into several parts, so that they will not never be unite one, and they never be an independent state, an independent country. So this is the reason, these are the consequences which happened because of the revolt. Fine. So later on the conclusion comes, the revolt is still remembered by the local people as the first war of independence. The direct rule, the thing is there in the hands of the British crown now. It has been transferred in the British crown. Now, thank you everyone. I hope that you have understood it. Thank you. And we'll be definitely explaining the more information in it when we will be having sessions. The virtual session will be having it. Take care, students.